Okay, y'all, this is the last video. So we're going to talk about a basketball. This is the one with a basketball game. They charge $5 for students and $10 for adults. So the way this one's presented is the stadium holds 1,200 people and the total number of adult tickets sold was 614. They want us to create a table and a graph representing the total amount of money made depending on the number of student tickets sold. So we have to figure out how many student tickets there are, right? So we have 1,200 people total, and the number of adult tickets sold was 614. So we need to know how many student tickets there are. So we subtract that, we have 586 student tickets. Okay, that tells me how many of those I have available. All right, so whenever I did that, that's where I got how many I wanted to put down here, what I wanted to go by. So the number of student tickets, I went close to that 586. Okay, so I went to 560. All right, so let's create a table and a graph representing the total amount of money made depending on the number of student tickets sold. So I'm going to start with this 80 here. I'm going to put 80 here for students. Then I'm going to go with each one of these. I guess 80, 160, 240, 320, all the way up to 560. 80, 160, 240, 320, 400, 480, and 560. Okay, so I want you to see if you can tell me, find out the total. How much is the total for the student tickets? Read up here how much student tickets are, and then fill in that total. And just pause your video and come back and fill in that table for the total. Okay? All right. See you in a second. Okay, so is that what you got for the totals? 400, 800, 1,200, 1,600, 2,000, 2,400, and 2,800. Okay. So what I want you to do is plot those. So I have 80 and 400. And then 160 and 800, 240 and 1,200. Okay, go back and do those real quick. Okay, does your graph look like mine? Good, 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 good. All right, so now we have a few questions to answer, and they are multiple choice, so it shouldn't take you long. All right, so what you need to do is you need to look down here and think, okay? Think about what we just did. Which of the following algebraic equations represents the information in the problem situation? We're going to do one of these at a time. I want you to look at that and see which one of those you think would represent the information in the problem situation. Okay. What I want you to do is pause your video and see if you can think of an instance for each one of them and see which one you think would be the right answer. Okay, we'll talk about those. Okay, so for the first one, it says 5x plus 10y equals 1,200. Well, the 5 represents the, oh gosh, this is not working. It's all over the place. 5 represents the cost for students, right? $5 times each student, $10 times each adult. Okay, but they said there was 1,200 total tickets, right? 1,200 people. So this is going to be, this would be would represent the total cost, and so it's not going to be this one, because this would be the total cost. Oh, I don't like that writing there. This should be the total cost, and this would be this is actually people. Number of people, and it should be cost if it is this, according to this, okay? According to the other part. to the left side of the equation. All right. And then this one says, okay, they sold 614 tickets, adult tickets. And so again, they don't know how many they're going to sell of the student tickets, but then again, this says should be that should be the cost there, the total cost or the total amount they made. And that's not adding up, is it? Okay, so then this 6,140. Okay, so if they sold 614 tickets times $10, they're going to make $6,140, right? That's how much they're going to make on adult tickets. That's their adult ticket sales. So that's just the adult ticket sales. So they're kind of counting this twice in this one, right? So it's pretty much going to have to be this one, right? So let's talk about this one. So we have taken into account the sales for our adults, right? So then this is going to be our student tickets, right? So what this Y is going to represent in this case is our total ticket sales. In this case, that Y is going to represent our total ticket sales. The X is going to represent our student tickets. So the answer would be D. Okay. All right, number 2, which of the following represents the domain of the problem situation? Okay, so notice these are inequalities, but there is a qualifying statement here. It says where X is an integer. Okay, want to know what the domain is. Okay, so the domain is your X values, right? Okay, and so we said that we had 586 student tickets left, right? All right, so we know that it's going to be from 0 to 586. Well, it's not going to be this one because that means it could be a half of a ticket. You can't sell half of a ticket. So we're going to choose this one right here where X is an integer because remember, an integer is a number written without a fractional component. That means it can be a positive whole number or it can be a negative number that's not a fraction. Okay? All right, so your answer is going to be B because it goes from 0 to 586. Okay, that's the domain. That's how many tickets they had. From 0 to 586, where X is an integer. Okay? All right, and then number 3, which of the following represents the y-intercept and its meaning in the problem situation? All right, so we talked about this up here. $6,140 is the total amount of the adult tickets, okay? They've already sold that much. That's how much was already sold. Okay. $5 the cost of the student ticket is it's just the price per ticket. $10 is the price per adult ticket. $1,200 is just the total amount of people that can go to the game. So if we're talking about a y-intercept and where is something is going to start and something that's going to stand alone, we're talking about the amount that has been sold, where the graph is going to begin. Okay, and so that has got to be D. All right, guys, that's it. All right, I hope you did well. Have a great day.